Hey Bayek, it's me Ian, and in today's video I'm looking at this. This is Cold Eyes of Fear from 1971, and this is a film that was sent to me by Tony. Thank you so much. You sent me a lot of films, but this is a great film, and I just wanted to review this just after I've just watched it. Great film. So this is 95 minutes long. Rotten Tomatoes give it 13%, which again just seems so wrong. And it is, you know, I always quote them, but we don't really take a notice of them. But it's there anyhow. Now, this would be classed, I suppose, as a Spanish-Italian thriller, but it's a giallo. A giallo, a Spanish-Italian thriller, yes. Now, the screenplay is by Tito Capri and Enro G. Castellari, and it's based on their story. Now, it's directed by, surprise, surprise, Enzo G. Calarari, and some quite interesting films that he's directed. Renegade Riders, 1966. $1 Too Many, 1968. You've got a theme, you can almost tell the spaghetti westerns. Eagles Over London, 1969. It's an interesting title. Sting of the West, 1972. Street Law, 1974. The Big Racket, 1976. Inglourious Bastards, 1977. No, it's not connected at all with the Tarantino film. Not even a sequel at all, no. The Shark Hunter, 1979. I had to get in a shark film, yes. Then we've got Escape from the Bronx, 1983, and Jonathan of the Bears, 1995. There's some of the films that he's directed. Wow, we'll get on to the cast. The cast, we've got Giovanni Raleigh, who plays Anna. What an experienced actress we've got here. The Little Teacher from 1942. She was a child actress. Then we've got La Lupa, 1953. The Ship of Condemned Women, 1953. Great title. The Most Wonderful Moment, 1957. The Thieves, 1959. Wildcats of the Beach, 1959. Deadfall, 1968, which is a Brian Forbes film. What I've Done to Your Daughters from 1974. Then Sex with a Smile, 1976. Great title, but it's not. It's a comedy which features Marty Feldman. Yes, Marty Feldman. Then we've got Towards Evening, 1990. Blood of the Losers, 2008. And A Golden Boy, 2014. That is an amazing career. And that's only just a few of the films that I've highlighted. There's a lot there, believe you me. And then I've got another one. Frank Wolf, who plays Arthur Welt. Films include The Wasp Woman, 1959. Beast from Haunted Cave, 1959. The Verona Trial, 1963. A Few Dollars for a Django, 1966. A Stranger in Town, 1967. Now, here's the film Once Upon a Time in the West, 1968, which is such a well thought of Western. Really, so he's in that. Yeah. Then there's The Beloved, also known as Sin from 1971, which also has Raquel Welch in it. I thought I should put that in. Death Walks on High Heels, 1971, great title. And what about this? When Women Lost Their Tails, 1972. Now, sadly, this Frank Wolf was only 43 years old when he died in 1971. So that last film was posthumous release. He committed suicide. Always sad when you hear that, and especially as he had such a lot of career of films. It's very sad, mental depression and all that. This is what happened. Anyhow, the next actor we've got is Fernando Rey, who plays Juice Flower. Thirsty Land, 1945. Madness of Love, 1948. So we've got quite experienced a lot of films here as well. Black Sky, 1951. Don Juan, 1956. Night Heaven Fell, 1958. The Last Days of Pompeii, 1959. Attack of the Robots, 1966. Guns of the Magnificent Seven, 1969. You can probably guess what that film's about as well. A Town Called Bastard, 1971. And then he was in The French Connection, 1971, which is a brilliant film starring Gene Hackman. Then you've got The Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie, 1972. Burnell's highly acclaimed, I see it as an art house film. Yes, that is a real big film. And then we've got White Fang, 1973. Quintet, 1979. We've got The Hit, 1984. There's a lot here. And then finally, this one is interesting as well. 1492, Conquest of Paradise, 1992. And this is a Ridley Scott film. Perhaps one that is not mentioned a great deal in his filmography, but there he is, yeah. A Ridley Scott film. Then we've got Gianno Gacco, who plays Peter Flower. He was in $10,000 for a Massacre, 1967. I think you can guess what that was about. Vengeance is Mine, 1968. Spaghetti westerns were extremely popular, weren't they? Five for Hell, 1969. Waterloo, yes, Waterloo, love Waterloo. That's from 1970. He's in that. Then he was in Those Dirty Dogs, 1969. Then he was in, I said 1969, 1973, that one is, The Dirty Dogs. And then he was in The Psychic, 1977. Some amazing films. All these actors seem to be extremely experienced. I think that actually shows in the film. The other important part of this film that I should talk about as well is the soundtrack, the music. It's by Ennio Morricone, who everybody seems to love for these wonderful, amazing film soundtracks. And this one is very much a very discordant jazz soundtrack. I love it. Oh, I love that jazz discordant sound. The modern jazz, really, not the traditional one. avant-garde. Oh wow, it's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Now the film was shot in Cincinnati studio in Rome, and the location was London. Yes, and it's looked great to see that. I love watching London, particularly in this time period, 1971. Well, 1970, 71. Seeing that is just amazing, absolutely amazing. Um, so, um, what is this about? Now, this young playboy, we see him, he picks up Anna and brings her back to his uncle's house. And he hopes, I suppose, to get it on with her and what have you. But inside the house, there are two dangerous convicts who they are lying in wait to avenge themselves against his uncle, who was the judge who put them in jail. So that is the premise of the film, and their revenge and what they're going to do, and they're like being held there. It's almost like the home invasion, but not an home invasion. I suppose you could call it a home invasion, where they're inside and what is going to happen, the atmosphere between them. That is what this is about. I'd just like to say it's not a gory film. There is violence there, but it's not really graphic. But I think what I found interesting, it has a certain style in it, the way it's directed. You get these cuts, you get the face, then the cut, and some just interesting angles. Like there's one where they put his head in some faced into the ice, and the camera is below the ice, so you see his face going down onto the ice. It's on an ice bucket kind of thing, which is absolutely fascinating, fantastic. Yeah, great things like that really add to this. Watching this film, I enjoyed it totally. And if you like this kind of thing, I think you'll absolutely love it. I think it's just the style is interesting. I think that's what stood out for me. And I really enjoyed it. What is there not to enjoy? And Giovanna Raleigh, who plays Anna, I thought was excellent as well. As we've seen, and I say how experienced she was as an actor. She had that as almost like a bit of sort of glam almost to this film. Really adds quite a lot. They're not just there as a decorative kind of character. And in terms of an actress, she's giving everything in this role, as they all are, and I think that is a strength. You feel that these actors are really giving great performances, and it's highly recommended. Love this kind of film. Okay, it's not gory, but films don't have to be gory, but it's got the violence. The violence is there, and it's very threatening, and I say it's quite an intense experience. So highly recommended, really is. And that's it. I'll just before I go, I'll just show you this. There it is. Oh, that's great. Cool. Look at that cover. And there's the back there, all the details, and then inside we've got the disc, and then some others in the series of films. In this series that they produce. And I just look at this, I think, yeah, look at that. Yeah, brilliant. Look at that. Absolutely brilliant, the cover there. Yeah. So, that's it. And thank you, Tony, for sending this to me. Absolutely wonderful. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and we'll let you know when I put out these videos. If you want to see more of my reviews of the films I do, then look on playlists. You'll see all sorts. I do TV shows as well, and also a bit of music thrown in. Yeah, just have a look in playlist. And if you like this particular video, please give this a like. If you give it a like, it gets it out to YouTube so other people might enjoy it. And hopefully, yeah. And if you have any comments, please put your comments down. I love to read your comments, and I'll always answer them. And that's it. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.